Hey guys, give the video a like, subscribe to my channel. This is a what if series and I'll be continuing more down the road. So stay tuned and thanks for watching.
Hey guys, All Might here. Now thank you for subscribing to my channel. This channel has just reached 50 followers. Think back to the day we were at 17. This is a massive growth for me. I know it's not much, but it's something and I'm very grateful for it. So I will continue doing what if stories, reviews, and every other various topic that deals with anime. But this is a thank you, and I greatly appreciate it. Now to the what if story. Let's go beyond plus ultra.
Hey guys, welcome to What If Deku Was a Saiyan, Part 1. Now originally I was supposed to do this one before What If Deku mastered One For All past 1 million, but I kind of delayed this one because I wanted to see what One For All 100% full cow looked like in the anime. I know it looked very different in the manga, but Deku in the manga, he looked like a Super Saiyan, and I want to see how they would incorporate that in the anime, and my god, it looked awesome. So here's this what if story dedicated to episode 13 of My Hero Academia. So I want to start this off at when Deku was in high school, but to give you guys further insight on what or how he got this far. And what about him being a Saiyan? And does his mother know anything about him being a Saiyan? His mother does, and she's actually a Saiyan too. But she's not one to fight. She's never been one to fight, but she knows Izuku's a Saiyan, and she was gonna get around to telling him. But let's tell you about that part of the story first. So Izuku went to the hospital. This is Izuku when he was a kid. So he went to the hospital, and the doctor says he doesn't have a quirk, and his abilities of probably being a hero are like 0 to none. All he has is this tail, and it shows nothing for growth or adding to his power or anything. So that's probably it. So his mother is not saddened by it, but Izuku is. As he's in his room watching All Might save people, his mother walks in and she turns to him, and Izuku turns to her crying, and he says, "Mother, will I ever be a hero?" With the tears rolling down his face, and she hugs Izuku and says, "Wipe your tears, my son. Yes, you will become a hero someday. I promise you. You will become the #1 hero like All Might." And when Izuku hears this, his eyes goes wide open, like they go to wide, because he wasn't expecting to hear this. He thought she was going to say something different. And she said, "I'll tell you about what you are when you're in high school. For right now, I'm gonna train you to become something special, a protector that this world needs." And his mother put him through some brutal training. I said she wasn't a fighter, but she fights when she has to protect her family. See, she's a Saiyan, and Saiyan blood boils through Izuku's mother veins just like his. So Izuku trained and trained and trained for the years to come, all the way until he was 15. At 15 years old, Izuku already mastered a few techniques that his mother had learned, and he implemented them after his favorite hero, All Might. It's only one signature move that he didn't implement, and he made his own kind of blast. His mother showed him a blast and his finished Punisher, but Izuku called it Detroit Blast, similar to Detroit. Sorry, I stuttered there. Similar to Detroit Smash, Izuku called it Detroit Blast, and it was just like a Kamehameha wave, only it was light green. So Izuku's mother taught him various forms of martial arts and skills, tactics, techniques, and all this kind of stuff, further evolving Izuku, making Izuku into a strong-willed fighter. And Izuku didn't notice, but at the age of 15, he was very strong, like very strong. I'm talking about he was strong enough to lift cars. lift cars, channel his energy, sense ki, and have the ability to fly. Yes, fly. Izuku was a beast at the age of 15. So, now, fast forward to high school. While Izuku's in high school, Izuku says to the class and the teacher that, I'm gonna try out for UA High School. I heard that there's some great heroes there and it might lead me towards becoming a great hero. The whole class laughs. Even the teacher laughs. And the class goes on to say, how can a quirkless kid like you become anything? You don't even have a quirk. All you have is that stupid tail. And one of the other kids says, right, the only thing you might cut it as is a police cop. You could do that, or maybe a mailman. And Bakugo cuts in and says he won't even cut it as a He wouldn't even cut it as a mailman, let alone a police officer. Don't give that idiot that gratitude. And Deku says, well, Kachan, you're very mean. I can try. Then Kachan comes in out of nowhere and says, a quirkless loser will you're just gonna get yourself killed if you apply for that school. So don't even try it, loser. As Izuku says, he doesn't know, but I am strong. I can do this. I can be the #1 hero. I promise. I can be strong. So as Izuku starts to walk home, his mother opens the door and says, we need to talk, my son. And she tells Izuku that, I should have told you this a long time ago, but I didn't think you were ready. You can become a hero due to the blood that's in your veins. See, we're not from here. We're from a planet very far from here. And it was filled with great warriors, just like us, who had great potential, just like you, my son. But it was destroyed, and we lost our race. And now it's just me and you. You are a Saiyan, Deku, and you have various amounts of abilities. And the #1 ability that all Saiyans have is they don't have a limit. And you, my son, don't have any limits. You can keep growing and making yourself stronger and stronger till you reach your peak and then break through it and become stronger than that and stronger than that. That tail that you have on you is unique to Saiyans. The reason why I told you when you were a kid to not look at the moon is because when Saiyans look at the moon, their true power is decimated. Well, unleashed, not decimated. And they turn into great apes. And Izuku looks at his mother and says, so that's why you put me through all that training. You wanted me to become strong. You wanted me to hone my skills and power. You did that so I wouldn't become weak, so that I would be strong someday. And his mother lifts up her head and she says, yes, Izuku. I did that so I could help you attain your goal. You wanted to become a hero, so I did everything in my arsenal to train you into a world's greatest fighter. And Izuku instantly hugs his mother with a tear rolling down his eye. He just says, thank you, mother. You don't know how much you motivated me to achieving my goal. As Izuku squeezes her tight, and she says, you're welcome, my son. And we're at the part where Izuku was encountered by the Sludge villain. So this is not going to go the way it went in the anime or manga, due to Izuku's now confident in his skills and his abilities. So when the Sludge villain attacks Izuku and says, I have to hide, the Sludge villain says, I have to hide. Maybe I can steal this brat's body and hide from that freak All Might. And as the Sludge villain attacks Izuku, Izuku instantly senses the Sludge villain approaching him, but he lets it. Due to his Saiyan blood, Izuku thought that he was gonna get like a battle. He thought that this Sludge villain was gonna put up a fight and give him an interesting battle. Well, Izuku was let down sadly, as he says in his hand, wait, all this guy is trying to do is just enter my body. He's not even trying to give me a good fight. maybe there's somebody out there that can help me with this problem, because I would like to fight someone, maybe someday. So Izuku instantly blasts the sludge villain off at him and said, you know, you weren't even a warm-up, let alone a good fight. You should consider training very hard. Otherwise, you won't be able to put up a chance against anybody. And also, your quirk is pretty disgusting. And the sludge villain looks at Izuku and says, how did you do that? And Izuku says, it was nothing but just the release of energy and ki. You should learn how to do it. And Izuku turns and walks off and says, well, ta-ta, villain. Try best next time. And All Might instantly comes out of nowhere and says, I am here. As he sees the sludge villain all spread it out and Izuku walking towards him, Izuku's eyes go straight open and he says, oh, Might. And Izuku goes straight fanboyish and says, All Might, the #1 hero, you're here. And All Might is shocked. He's scratching his head and says, young lad, what happened to him? And Izuku told All Might, well, I just blasted him away with my ki. He wasn't even much of a battle, let alone a fight, so I let him surround me with his quirk, whatever it is, to see if I could get a good fight to further improve my skills as a martial artist. But sadly, he didn't even give me what I wanted. And All Might says, maybe he's the one. I never seen nobody do that. He took him out before I even got here. Who is this kid and how did he do that? As All Might's just thinking in his head, Izuku was fanboying and everything, said, All Might, can I have your quirk? I mean, not quirk. All Might, can I have your autograph and everything? And All Might already had it ready for Izuku and says, yes, here. And Izuku was like fanboyish. He was smiling like the Grinch and took All Might's autograph and put it in his backpack. Now, put it this way. The sludge villain was never able, the sludge villain was able to get away. When he got away, Izuku looked behind him and says, damn it! That's my mistake, All Might. I let the sludge villain get away. And All Might says, no need to fear, I will go capture him. So, in this universe, the sludge villain was captured by All Might before he had a chance to touch Kachan and all that other stuff. And when the sludge villain was captured, All Might gave the sludge villain to the police and they took him into custody. And Izuku then ran into All Might and said, All Might, I'm sorry I let him escape our crutches again. I should have bottled him up when I had the chance. I didn't know you were chasing him. And All Might says, no worries, young lad. Can I talk to you in private? And he pulls Izuku to the side and everything, and they go to the side, and All Might's form, he didn't expect his form would power down like it did, but it did. So All Might's form powered down, and Izuku screams and says, who are you? You're an imposter, you're not All Might. And All Might explains to Izuku what happened to him, what happened to his power, why he's like that, and Izuku understands and says, oh, so you were fighting and you got that injury. Wow, you must have been pretty strong back then. It wouldn't make sense to fight you now since you're weakened very badly. But he tells Izuku about his quirk and how he could pass it on. And he says, young lad, I think you should inherit One for All. And Izuku instantly turns it down and says, no, I'm good. And All Might says, what? He says, no, I'm good. I have my own power that I can upgrade and further achieve. I don't need One for All. I feel like I can be strong with just my power and my power alone. But he tells All Might, he says, there is someone else that would be a great successor for One for All. And All Might says, well, who do you have in mind, Izuku Midoriya? And he says, well, All Might says, well, that's too long. Can I call you Young Midoriya for short? And Izuku says, yes, you can. But the person that I'm suggesting is Katsuki Bakugo. And All Might says, and he would be a worthy successor. He looks up to you like I do. Izuku said, cutting All Might off, you're his #1 hero, and he's doing everything in his power to achieve that goal, achieve a place in this world. I mean, his social skills is pretty off and over the place and everything, but due to me being his friend, I think I could keep that in check and I can handle him. And All Might says, where can I find this Katsuki Bakugo? And he gives All Might Kachan's address and everything, well, his house. And even when they were kids, Izuku always were relevant. He always followed behind Kachan, and fortunately he knew where Kachan stays and everything, because that's how close Izuku was to Kachan. And Kachan, to him, he always knew Izuku was behind him. So you already know who's getting one for all. So as Izuku breaks away from All Might and everything, he says to All Might, when you find Kachan, you tell him to train hard with that power you're finna give him, and tell him don't waste it. The #1 hero gave you a gift. You don't want to be my second, do you, Kachan? And he's up, and All Might says, you really want me to relay that message to him? And he says, yes, do it. He will understand what it means. Later, All Might, I'm going to train for 10 straight months so I can prepare myself for the UA entrance exam and shock everyone there with what I can do. Izuku was really confident in his skills, his power, and let alone, it was just involving him. Izuku was at a level where his confidence was he wasn't getting overconfident, but he was so confident in his skills that he knew the #1 hero spot was not too long away. And All Might looks at Izuku and says, this kid has very good confidence. He's not only wanting to become the #1 hero, he's not only wanting to become the #1 hero, but something more than that. He doesn't just want to protect the people. He wants to just go beyond. I want to keep an eye on this kid and this Katsuki Bakugo. Both of these young lads seem very amazing to me. So, the 10-month entrance exam starts, and as Izuku begins his training, Kachan has the quirk. Now, before Kachan gets the quirk, All Might puts him through vigorously amounts of training, sessions, and all that kind of stuff. So Kachan's training has begun, and that's gonna be talked about in the second part. So let's focus more on Izuku. As his training begins, he begins growing stronger, learning new attacks, learning ki blast attacks, learning how to power up. Izuku says there has to be a level beyond this form that I am. And as Izuku kept training, he put himself through simulations of him losing his mother, of him losing All Might, of him losing the world, of someone coming along and destroying the world, and there it happened. Izuku transformed into a Super Saiyan. And Izuku was like further elaborate, like, wow, this power, it's amazing. I didn't even know I could do it. I just wonder how far my power can grow. If I can do this in 5 months, just think about what I can do in the next 5. And Izuku he had highly great potential. He inherited from his mother. He had some good potential that helped him evolve to a faster rate. And the next 5 months, Izuku began his hardcore training by doing 50,000 push-ups, 50,000 sit-ups, 50,000 pull-ups, and ran 4 to 10 miles at vigorously amounts of speed without tiring. Well, he was tired, but he pushed himself to new limits. And with those achieved, Izuku went even further beyond his Super Saiyan transformation. He even mastered his Super Saiyan transformation and then transformed into a Super Saiyan 2. And Izuku says, wow, I only have 1 month left and I just reached Super Saiyan. What should I call this level? If that was a power-up. See, Deku, he didn't know what these transformations were called. So he ran back to his mother's, to his house, and he showed his mom both of the transformations. He turned into a Super Saiyan, and he even turned into a Super Saiyan 2. And his mother was shocked. She was sweating. She was like scared, like she didn't even think it was possible. And she said the legendary transformation. So it was true. Deku, you unlocked Super Saiyan, and let alone you further ascended past that power. Amazing, my son. And Deku said, so you call this Super Saiyan, Mom? Oh, that sounds nice. So if I'm a Saiyan and I do this, then I'm a Super Saiyan. So that other transformation I can call Super Saiyan 2. That makes much sense. And as Deku only had 1 month before the entrance exam started, he ran into Bakugo, and he said, I got your message, loser. I will master this power and I will become the #1 hero. A quirkless loser like you couldn't beat me. And he says to Kachan, oh Kachan, if only you knew. I hope you did master that power, because I want to fight you someday and see just how strong you become. And this is at the point where all the students are gathering at the entrance for the UA entrance exam. And that's where we're going to end this at. Furthermore, let me know if you want me to do a part 2 to this story or any other story on my channel, as I will continue doing these what ifs for you. And this channel is going to go further and further and further beyond. And also, I'm not just doing what ifs on this channel, I'm also doing reviews, topics, breakdowns. So if you have any further information or want me to cover anything for you, just let me know in the comments below, and I will make a video trying to cover or explain various topics and information that you guys want breakdown and analysis and stuff like that. So this is the end for this video. You guys have a good night, and like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.